What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Basketball and Rugby League Talk. Today I'm with a special guest, not special, but a guest.
Yeah, my name's Zam. I'm here to talk some rugby league and basketball with Ned.
Let's get into it, guys. So, guys, we'll start off with our first topic for basketball. Topic number 1, will Devin Booker's injury impact the Suns' chance of winning against the Pelicans? Now, because it's your first episode, we'll start off with you first.
Oh, cheers. Thank you for letting me go first then. So when I think of Devin Booker, I'm thinking he's a big part of the team, probably the Phoenix's best player.
Yeah.
But I think against New Orleans, and when we look at New Orleans, they have Brendan Ingram, Zion Williamson's out. And then you look at this, the Phoenix Suns, they have CP3, and then they have John Adam. And then I think that's enough for them to get over over the Pelicans.
Look, honestly, Pelicans, props to them. Great coach they have, starting 1-12, start of the season. I think they could beat the Suns, because we do know that it was just released today that Devin Booker will be out for 2 to 3 weeks, so he'll probably miss out game 3 and 4 and maybe game 5, and he might return in game 6 or 7 if there is a game 6 or 7. But I do think it will definitely impact the Suns' chance of winning against the Pelicans, because he's basically their best player and he's been having an MVP season. He's been playing at a great level, an MVP level in fact. But yeah, I think it will impact the Suns' chance of winning against the Pelicans. So yeah, but you never know what could happen. So guys, we're moving on to our second topic of basketball. So topic number 2 is Embiid going to get his revenge on the Raptors? So we do know that Kawhi Leonard, he ended the Philadelphia season in 2019 when he did that dagger in the game winner in Game 7 against Philadelphia. So the question, is Embiid going to get his revenge?
I think he is, and I think he's already got his revenge.
Yeah.
It's Game 3, and they're already up 3-0. He had a massive 3 yesterday, and then that took him to get him up 3-0. And from what we know is that when a team's up 3-0, they usually don't. No one ever has come back.
Yeah.
So I think that he has got his revenge, even though I think Toronto isn't as good as they were when he versed them initially. But I feel like he has got his revenge, and he's having an MVP season, so he's doing well.
So yeah, look, Embiid, what a season he's had. Won the scoring title this season ever since Shaq, back in the days. And here, like Omar said over here, Embiid already has his revenge on the Raptors, and I think he's trying to go for the sweep. And he hit that 3 yesterday, which was really big. Most centers can't even do that, except like Karl Anthony Towns and all that. But he's a center that is having an MVP season, and he is playing at such a high level, and especially in the playoffs. And he's very consistent. I can't really fault his game, to be honest. Like rebounds, assists, he gets some assists. He's improving his assists, and especially in the postseason, he's just doing great against the Raptors. So yeah, he already has his revenge, and he will go for the sweep against the Raptors. And I do think Philadelphia will sweep the Raptors. Right, guys, we're moving on to probably the biggest topic in this video. Topic number 3 is top 5 point guards of all time. We'll start with you, Omar. Name your list, 5 to 1.
5 to 1. All right, so for number 5, I have Kyrie Irving. I do think Kyrie Irving is a top 5 point guard in the league. I feel like he hasn't reached his potential only because of all the off-field drama. But I do believe he's very skilled and very talented, and then when he wants to be, he can be a top 5 point guard. The top point guard in the league, and probably a top 5 point guard of all time.
Yeah.
And number 4, I had John Stockton, only because he's the assist leader in the NBA. Number 3, I had CP3. For his age, he's still doing really, really well. He's about to take Phoenix to a championship, which they haven't gotten in probably about 50 years. So he still has that potential, and he's rejuvenated ever since leaving OKC. And number 2, I have Steph Curry, best shooter of all time, doing really well with this 3-time champion, doing really well with the Golden State Warriors. And at number 1, I had Magic Johnson, just
I disagree, mate.
the highest number of championships, dominated his era, was a rookie, took him to the finals.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my top 5.
Interesting. My top 5. All right, I'll start off with number 5. At number 5, I got Russell Westbrook. Man, the guy in OKC, he was just a talent. He was doing things that, not much centers can even do. Not much point guards can even do anyways. Like, he's got his rebounds, assists. He was a triple-double machine. He averaged triple-doubles.
But where is he now?
He's in Lakers. Look, I think he needs to play his own game. And I think Charlotte Hornets is a good team for him, where he can play his own game, where you have LaMelo Ball also as a role player to him. He had PG as a role player to him in OKC. That's why he was doing so well, because Russell Westbrook got to play his own game and dominate.
He's got any chips? Has he got any championships?
He hasn't got any chips, but
he's trash, and you put him top 5.
But it's the same as CP3. You put CP3 as a top 5 as well.
But CP3 goes to different teams.
Yeah, I get
he's
you.
doing well. Westbrook left OKC, went to Houston, trash. Went to Lakers, even more trash.
Okay, but he's still top 5 point guard of all time. He's not overrated at all.
Okay.
He's not having his best season this year because you have him with LeBron and AD and Carmelo. He doesn't get to play his own game and dominate the way he used to in OKC and even Rockets and even in Wizards. Like, he did all right in Wizards. He wasn't a brick. He was all right in Wizards. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's my number 5. Number 4, I have Kyrie Irving. Great player, probably the best dribbler of all time, And like Omar said over here, he said if he actually gets his head into the game, he'll probably be one of the best point guards of all time. But yeah, he's at my number 4 definitely. What a player he is, and he's doing well with the Nets, even though he's been playing part-time this season, half the time this season. But yeah, he's definitely my number 4. At number 3, I got Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is a great player, great passer as well. He's a floor general, great scorer. He played with MJ. He beat MJ. Just a great player, and he's definitely top 3 point guards of all time, and he's in that 75 anniversary team. So yeah, he's definitely number 3 for me. My number 2 is Magic Johnson, best passer of all time in my opinion. And he's also a big man in that point guard position. So, and he's like a good shooter. He has an amazing passing ability. He's doing things that centers can't even do, like pass, all that. And yeah, that's why I would put him at my number 2. And number 1, Steph Curry, best shooter of all time. 3 championships with the Warriors. He carried the Warriors to a championship 3 times. What a player he is. He even carried Kevin Durant. Come on, man. He's the greatest shooter of all time.
Who got the finals MVP, but?
Kevin Durant. Yeah, but can he win without Curry?
Can Curry win without him?
Yeah, he can. Look at the Warriors right now. They're 3rd, and they're looking like a championship threat. So
we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
Any time to see.
And people don't like his playmaking as well was also amazing. Not just like passing, off the ball as well. Like when he moves off the ball is amazing. His passing ability is also great. Layup, he's just not human, and he is the greatest shooter of all time. And that's why I would put him at top 5 point guards of all time. And even last video, I put him in my top 5 players of all time. And you would probably question that because I know you would definitely question that.
No, definitely. Yeah.
But anyways, that was the last video. But yeah, Curry is definitely my number 1. And that's our top 5 point guards of all time. Right, guys, we're moving on to topic number 4 now. So we do know that the Nets are currently losing 2-0. Now the topic is KD the reason the Nets have been losing against Celtics? We'll start off with you.
I don't think it's KD. I do think yesterday it was KD's fault. I just feel like the Nets don't have that chemistry at the moment. They have a lot of players that have been out. There have been a lot of injuries. Kyrie's only started to play with the team full-time now. Ben Simmons is injured, so they're still waiting for him. But I don't think it's KD's fault necessarily, but when he's the best player on the team, it's going to fall back on him. When he shoots 0 from 10 in the second half against the Celtics, when you are up, that does fall back on them too. So, yeah, they have a lot of work to do. Their next game is a must-win. I feel like if they lose their next game, it's all over. And 4, I reckon they'll get swept.
Now, yesterday it was definitely KD's fault. But I feel like he's not getting the respect he deserves. They're 8-19 without him as well. He had an MCL injury. He had Kyrie being part-time. He had Harden quitting on the team, and you have Ben Simmons now with the back injury. Just give the man his damn respect. But he is the reason the Nets lost against the Celtics last game. But I feel like you said, once he gets better, once he plays like him, like last year against the Bucks, I reckon Nets could win in 6. But right now the Nets aren't winning anything against the Celtics. They're just playing horrible. And yeah, I think he was the reason yesterday. But once he gets back to his normal self, I think it will be a tough series. So, topic number 5, guys, for basketball. Topic number 5 is, does Clay Thompson deserve to be in the top 75 all time? Start off with you.
I feel like when the top 75 was made, probably not. I feel like he'll probably end up becoming a top 75 player. I feel like he's not there yet. He's had a few injuries. He's a great shooter. He isn't someone that really changed the game. He isn't someone that everyone thinks of. He's not a Curry. That of the Golden State. So I feel like he can eventually become a top 75 player, but at the moment, him not being in the top 75 isn't very surprising. See, Kyrie Irving isn't a top 75 player as well, but I feel like he'll reach that as well. So, yeah.
Look, obviously Clay, great shooter. Also in that Golden State team with Steph. Steph's a great shooter. You have Clay as well, who is a great shooter. And I feel like people aren't questioning, his defense is also amazing as well. He's definitely a great defender, and I think he's had too many injuries. That's why he's not in the top 75 team. I think that's why he isn't. But I feel like you said, in a few years' time, him and Kyrie will be in that top 75, because he is number 77, actually, Clay Thompson. But, once he gets his game together, like he was in his normal self back in 2019 and all that, breaking his record, 14 threes in one game, once he gets back to his normal self like that, I feel like he probably would be top 75 all time. And also his defense is great. I feel like people aren't recognizing the defense impact he's made on the Warriors. Also coming 2 years from an ACL injury, an Achilles injury, is also great. I think it's inspirational. But yeah, I feel like in a few years' time he will be in that top 75 team as well as Kyrie. Right, guys, topic number 6 for basketball. Now, I feel like we're going to argue about this. Is Westbrook overrated?
Oh, he's definitely overrated. Clearly this year shows how overrated he was. He came to the Lakers, a team that was chosen by LeBron with, him, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. So a great team. And he absolutely just buckled. That's why the Westbrook name came out. He couldn't make a shot to save his life. He's a stat chaser. He's very overrated. He was overrated since OKC days with Kevin Durant. And that was because no one saw that, actually, because he was just getting high stats and became a triple-double machine. But at the end of the day, NBA is not being a stat machine. It's about winning championships, and that is a reason why he will never win a championship. And that is a reason why everyone now can see how bad he is. So yes, I do think
if the
he's
NBA is now about championships, then why Chris Paul hasn't got a championship?
But Chris Paul isn't a brick. There's a difference. Chris Paul can shoot. Chris Paul makes the team better. You put Westbrook with the best team in the league.
But the thing with Chris Paul, he can play his own game with Devin Booker.
And why can't Westbrook do that?
Because he has superstars around him.
Westbrook is a chaser. He's just a stat chaser. All he cares about his stats. He's shooting at 25% from
when he chases his stats, they actually win.
Yeah, but where are they now? A team that was meant to win the championship became 11th in
People
the West.
are just blaming on him. When LeBron, it's also LeBron's fault. The guy quitted. He's a quitter. All right?
You can't blame LeBron. You're playing Westbrook.
All right, listen. He played good this season. I'll give props to LeBron, age 37. What a great season he's had. But he's also a quitter. He didn't even play in that Phoenix Suns game. Explain that to me.
He's old. He's injured. He's just saving himself. He's trying to preserve himself. But in terms of that, Westbrook is a brick.
Westbrook is not overrated, all right? If you look at his OKC days, Beautiful.
Stats.
That's why. No. That's why you need him to be on a team where he's on his own, where he can play his own game and dominate, where he can do his dance, where he can actually shoot. We saw that in that Charlotte game. Actually, he scored 30 points in the second half. That's because he played his own game. LeBron and AD weren't playing, were they?
Yeah, but that's easy to do. But you're versing Charlotte, a team that came 10th.
Yeah. And,
Congratulations.
But he scored 30 in the second half.
Yeah, that's one game out of 82.
And he actually shoot because he was by himself. He could dominate.
He can't shoot.
Yeah, but he shot
can't,
that game.
Exactly, but he can't. If he doesn't shoot, he'll dominate. But he doesn't. He's very silly.
But he dominated that game because AD and LeBron.
Yeah, but he dominated one game
and
out
Carmelo
of 82.
actually wasn't playing.
Yeah, but that's what's going to happen. What, is he going to take Lakers to the championship if they doesn't have them free?
Yeah. He might. Because he can play his own game. You see what he did with OKC?
What did he take OKC?
Took them to the Western Conference Finals.
By himself?
With KD. But it was mainly him. KD didn't have a name yet. He didn't.
KD was number 2 draft.
Yeah, but still.
It was the name. Westbrook was never the name. KD was...
yeah, but Westbrook was doing things that not even some centers can do.
OKC was KD's team. OKC left, and then OKC only made the first round of the finals. Then he went to Golden State. He won a championship. Westbrook went to Houston with Harden. Didn't win nothing.
No, but KD needs Westbrook and Curry though.
Huh?
He needs Westbrook and Curry.
He needed Curry.
He can't win with Curry.
But Westbrook could have helped
him. He can't win
him
without Curry.
When he versed the Miami Heat, what happened?
Okay,
Westbrook shot.
We have our different ways, mate.
6 out of 24.
We have our different ways. But I do not think Westbrook is overrated.
Westbrook.
I think that whatever he said is BS. And
Westbrook.
He's not Westbrook.
Trash.
Once you get him in a team where he can play his own game, like Charlotte Hornets or Indiana Pacers, he could lead them to the playoffs. You know what? He actually led the Washington Wizards to also the playoffs.
First round.
You're
telling me he can take the Lakers to the finals.
Yeah, but it's not only him. People are just blaming it on him. It's also the coach's fault. Frank Vogel. Why do you think he got fired? And why do you think Westbrook hasn't left yet? Because it's the coach's fault. Exactly.
Westbrook's on his way, buddy. The season just finished. Plus,
okay, we'll see.
Why is Westbrook not gone? How much is Westbrook on? How much is he on? 50 million a year. Who's going to take him?
Charlotte. MJ wants him.
You think someone's going to pay him 50 million a year?
Yeah, Michael Jordan will.
Yeah, let's see if he goes.
Okay, watch. Mark my words. He'll go to Charlotte Hornets and dominate there. Mark my words. Watch. But I don't think he's overrated. He thinks he's overrated. We have our different ways. It's okay. It is what it is. So, guys, next topic. Topic number 7 for basketball. Our final topic for basketball. Topic number 7 is, do the Nets really need Ben Simmons?
I feel like they do in terms of for defense. I feel like when they traded and they got Andre Drummond, that provided some defense in the paint. And I feel like when you have Ben Simmons, especially versus a team like the Celtics, who are a very good defensive team, that he provides that extra layer of defense that can help them and make them a better defensive team. Nets are a great attacking team, but the defense is not the best.
Yeah.
So I feel like they do need Ben Simmons to go further. I feel like they can if they beat the Celtics. That'll be a very big confidence booster and bringing in Ben Simmons. However, Ben Simmons hasn't played the whole year, so you don't know what type of Ben Simmons you're going to be getting.
That's the thing. But yes, 100% they do need Ben Simmons, especially on the defensive end. And he does dominate also in the paint as well, you know. Not a great shooter, obviously, but you never know what could happen. He could drop 7 threes, but you never know what could happen. But I do think the Nets really need him on the defensive end. But you do have Andre Drummond, who also is dominating in the paint offensively and defensively. But yeah, definitely they do need Ben Simmons. Right, guys, moving on to Rugby League now. Topic number 1. Will Kalen Ponga get a championship with the Knights? Now, we do know that he has signed for the next 5 years till 2027, which is absolutely big for the Knights. Now, the topic is, will Kalen Ponga get a championship with Knights? What do you think?
At the moment, no. Yeah. I feel like Knights are lacking a lot of players. They have a decent team. Ponga's great. But their halves are average. They have a very average team. So when you look at them, like if they build on Ponga, and I guess Ponga being there for the next 5 years can be very attractive for other players. But I feel like not many players want to go to Newcastle to live there and play there. So I think like he'll struggle to win a championship.
Yeah.
That's how I
look, I think definitely not this year. You know, They're not doing very well this year. They started off the season well, but not doing great now. I do think maybe in a few years' time, 3 years' time, they could build a better team and help Kalen Ponga, especially with their halves. Their halves combination isn't great. But I do think maybe in a few years' time, they could win a championship, especially him. He's a big part of that team. And I think him signing with the Knights is a big thing, especially till 2027 for the next 5 years. But yeah, in a few years' time, I think they can win a championship with Kalen Ponga. So guys, moving on to topic number 2 now for Rugby League. Have the Sharks shown they are a top 4 side?
I feel like they have. They've been playing very, very well. The only thing that concerns me about the Sharks is when they played against Melbourne last week, they played well, but they just let in some very soft tries. And, against top 4 sides, you can't afford to do that. So against your Melbournes, you can't afford to do that. And even last night, just versing a Manly team and letting them come back. So I feel like in terms of their attack, they're an awesome team. I feel like they're probably one of the best attacking teams in the league. But their defence does need some work. They have some great players coming up. Your Nico Hines, probably having a great season, probably their best player so far. And they have that Talakai, who's their number 4, who has been awesome. So, yeah.
Oh, he's been great. I think he's so far the best centre with Joey Manu as well.
Yeah, so
yeah.
They're a top 4 side, but there's a bit of defence to work on, and I feel like they can go all the way this year.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the Sharks have shown they are a top 4 side, been playing great, and there's a lot of young guys that are in the Sharks, and Nico Hines, great season he's having. Talakai, arguably debatable. He's probably one of the best centers in the game right now. He's just so dominant. 3 try assists, 2 tries last night. Just what a player, to be honest. But yeah, I think the Sharks have shown they are a top 4 side. And their attacking is great. I think maybe just defense needs a little bit of work. But I think other than that, they have shown they are a top 4 side. Right, guys, moving on to topic number 3 now. The last topic for the video and for Rugby League. Topic number 3 is the Eels' chance of winning a premiership over? Without a doubt. I mean, obviously, they should be called the Parramatta Chokers. How do you freaking smash the Dragons and then go to and then verse the Tigers and get beaten by 1 point?
Yeah. Parramatta, this was their year to win. I feel like they had the best team so far. They're losing Reid Marnie, they're losing a few players.
Dylan Brown, who's going next year.
They're losing a few players next year, so this is their best chance to win. Now, some games you look at Parramatta and say they are a championship side, and in some games you look like there is no chance. And I feel like after losing that game to the Tigers, I feel like they'll go far into the finals, but don't see them winning a championship. I think it'll be another 30 years before they win them.
You see, that's the problem with the Eels. They're not consistent. Like, literally, you go from smashing Dragons, and then you lose against the Tigers. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's obviously a fluke, and they won't go far into the finals because you could see last year they were absolutely crap. They ended up crap, and they lost. And then they lost in the finals, and actually, they did all right against the Panthers. But
they're a good team, but I feel like they have a lot of
they
work
just
to do.
keep choking, and that's the problem with them. They're not very consistent, and I do think their chance of winning a premiership is over after the Tigers game. Right, guys, this episode is coming to an end, unfortunately. So how was the experience?
Yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Discussed a few things.
Argued
about a few things. Still disagree with your thoughts about Westbrook, but I guess we can agree to disagree.
It is what it is. I mean, Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this episode. Peace out.
I don't wanna lose.